but yeah, she's kind of letting it finally take over. And I don't know, it is good to see. It's, well, not good to see, but it makes for good character development.
Yeah, good character development. Because she's already been told you won't have the throne.
Yeah.
And she sort of played nice and tried to appease everyone to change her mind. And like at this moment, she's fed up. If you're hearing this, welcome to another episode of It's the Stream of Life podcast with Brandon and Lorin. We are here on the 16th of August. August is going by really quick. It seems like. Before we get right into it, we do want to take a moment just to acknowledge those impacted by this past week's rainfall and flooding all across Indiana. Is very strange, I will say.
Yeah, it's weird. I can't. I think in all my time living here, I promise I've seen harder storms, but this one just seemed to have all the right components at the right time. And yeah,
exactly. Like it's never flooded like that here.
No,
and fortunately, Richmond didn't get the brunt of it, but a lot of people in Richmond live in these other cities who work in Richmond, and it's really impacted a lot of folks. Yeah.
And here it's impacting mostly the north side of town and the suburban part of like Noblesville above Indianapolis and all that. But in Indianapolis, Broad Ripple is and areas like that. Yeah, it's wild to see with your own eyes. It's like how we drove over the river this weekend on a bridge that I've passed over so many times, and I promise you, it felt like it was 15 feet below the top of the bridge. It was terrifying. I just never seen that much water.
Yeah, Wednesday I got up to go to work and it was already raining, and then I head down 40 to Cambridge City. By the time, which may be like a 25-minute drive basically, right. By the time I got to cross the bridge into main town to get to my office, they were already having to rescue folks in boats because it was already flooding. I was like, I'm going to turn around and go back because it was crazy.
I've learned so many things about this city this weekend. I had no clue Indianapolis had river walls or whatever. They have, they can shut off complete streets with these walls. I'm like, wait a second, where did those come from? Like,
yeah, it's been eye-opening, and a lot of specifically Western Wayne County was affected. Yeah. Cambridge City, Hagerstown. Yeah. Fortunately, we didn't have any casualties. Folks were rescued and whatnot, but homes have been flooded. Cars been ruined. So people are just starting over. We've seen the community come together to support those affected. So our thoughts and prayers go out to those affected, and hopefully we get the resources necessary to not only rebuild but prevent this from happening moving forward again as well. Absolutely. Yeah. That's been the week in Indiana. Otherwise, in headlines, a lot is happening. So we'll start at the top of our list here. It came out that DC Studios and HBO announced that they're no longer proceeding with 2 series in the new DCEU universe, Waller and Paradise Lost. So Waller was set to star Viola Davis as she continues as Amanda Waller from the Suicide Squad films.
Yeah.
And Paradise Lost was going to focus on Themyscira before the rise of Wonder Woman. So focusing on the, what are they called? The women, they have a specific name. The Amazonians that live there in Themyscira. So just like Marvel has announced, DC, I believe, is also going to be moving away from the series output, live action at least, that they were focused on. So, cool. Also it's very noticeable that these are female-led shows, and one of them was being led by a Black woman. So we're seeing the anti-DEIification of the industry just seep in every factor, basically. Yeah. Next, David Ellison of Paramount Skydance has threatened to leave California if the AGs continue with the antitrust lawsuit. and the WGA has joined. Both unions, WGA and SAG-AFTRA, have joined and sort of given a response. But fortunately, just like clockwork, the DGA has come out and said they are in support of the merger, which I believe they dragged their feet when there was the strike a few years ago too. So
that's true.
The DGA, which is Directors Guild of America, seem to be the less impacted from not only this merger, but what affects actually writers and actors in the industry. So it's typical that they would stand there and say, "Oh, this looks fine. This create more for us." Blah 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 blah. But I don't see them leaving California.
Nah, I doubt it. It sounds like a threat. Just to
exactly. And he said before he would go to Nashville.
Okay.
Like, I don't see it happening. But no. It's still going to go on. For right now, the case has been delayed until March of 2027. And I believe starting in either September or October, Paramount has to start paying WB shareholders like $1 million for each day the merger is not complete. So
wow, Jesus.
Yeah, that's one of the promises he made for them to agree to do the merger, because they wanted it done by the end of the year. So they could be bankrupt by then, but we'll have to see. The other big highlight this weekend was Disney had their D23 fan event, which is like the Disney's form of like a Comic-Con type thing. They invite fans to Disneyland, California, Anaheim, wherever, to present upcoming films, TV shows, amusement parks, and other activities, all Disney. So Friday night, late in the evening, starting at 10 p.m., they had their entertainment showcase, which didn't start till 10:30. Like, I was literally sitting here on Twitter waiting for feedback, and they didn't start till 30 minutes late. But they announced, the slate of shows and stuff coming out. So some of the highlights, of course, things some people may care about. Of course, we know they're doing Princess Diaries 3 with Anne Hathaway returning. Incredibles 3 is coming. Coco 2, which I really enjoyed Coco. I don't think it needs a sequel, but...
That's exactly what I said when I heard they have another one. It's like, what? How?
It was a good, nice, tie-up story. But they see money. They want to make more money. And Coco will also appear in the Kingdom Hearts 4 video game, which is the, Final Fantasy inside the Disney universe. So that was something. And then, of course, Frozen 3 is coming. Some other animated Pixar films. They're doing another Lilo and Stitch live action film. What else was there? Oh, another Ice Age.
Oh,
so all that stuff is coming. But the highlights, of course, were the Marvel and Star Wars sections, since Disney owns both of those franchises now. So first up, they announced that Ahsoka Season 2 is coming in January 20th to be specific. This stars Rosario Dawson as the young Jedi. I really enjoyed the first season. I might have to do a rewatch since it's been a minute since that was aired. But they announced the release date and revealed the trailer. Admiral Thrawn has returned and war will erupt. It looked really good, so I'm excited for that. They also announced more information about Star Wars Starfighter, which will star Ryan Gosling. Basically, I think it's a film about the racing pods.
Yeah, I guess. I'm not really sure either.
So, like, basically like Thunder Road, but Star Wars, maybe. That's directed by Sean Levy, who is also directing his Ghost Rider film. So they're teaming up for that. What else was Star Wars related? I think that might have been it. Not much on Star Wars, really, after Mandalorian's already wrapped up and everything. Moving to Marvel, they revealed a new Doomsday trailer, which is the last one I'm going to be watching. We see Robert Downey Jr.'s Doom kind of announce his presence. the Avengers are, of course, scared because they don't know this threat. He's basically destroyed an entire universe. Whichever universe he was in, it's in rubble. In this film, we're going to see sort of these, I think, incursions for the force the universes to cross. So that's why we're getting the Fox X-Men in here. We're getting what's Channing Tatum's Gambit, and some other characters, and hopefully some of these characters die because it's supposed to be like a reset. So
yeah. That's funny.
To move forward. But that comes out December 18th. And Infinity Vision. So that's like their new 3D something.
Yeah.
And then Vision Quest released a trailer. This is the series starring Paul Bettany as White Vision, who we last saw in WandaVision. So this is the last series in that trilogy: WandaVision, Agatha Along, and then Vision Quest. It actually looks really good. It looks like it's all going to kind of take place inside his head as he tries to decode the memories that were uploaded to him.
Right.
It also starred James Spader as Ultron, and some other characters from the past in the MCU. That comes out October 14th, but it does look really good. And remarkably, the Wanda saga has been some of the best TV Marvel's put out in general.
Yeah. I know a lot of people loved that the first one. Yeah, people were like could not miss an episode. So
yeah, that sort of set a tone that Marvel has not matched live action wise since, because it was just unique and everything. And then, of course, the big announcement at the end of the presentation was the cast reveal for the X-Men film, which will come May 5th, 2028. So we already knew that Kit Connor from Heartstopper is going to be Cyclops.
Yeah.
Sadie Sink is Jean Grey. And Samara Weaving will be Emma Frost.
Yeah.
On stage, Kevin Feige announced that Christopher Abbott will be Charles Xavier. I know Chris from the film he did with Jared Carmichael, which I really love. On Count of Three.
Oh yeah.
And he was in that werewolf film not too long ago.
Yeah.
Or Wolfman or something. He's Professor X. Adam Driver is Mr. Sinister, which was long rumored. And then Maya Boyd, who is a Broadway actress, will be playing Storm. And that's what a lot of people were kind of questioning, who they're going to get, their rumors and whatnot. I think that was all the major
but then what's her name? Is in it as well.
Oh, yes.
Indy Navarrete.
Yeah. She'll be playing Rogue, Indy Navarrete from Obsession. So, yeah, that's a big leap from this indie film to Marvel.
Yeah, something like this,
Yeah. So, we still don't know the plot yet. We do know the cast are basically teenagers, so we'll be focusing on them very young in their X-Men journey. Sinister is supposed to be the main villain, but I think they still need to cast like Magneto and a few other people. There are rumors that Charles Melton will be Beast, but they didn't announce that either. So we still have a lot of time before May 2028. Those are the big D23 announcements. We also got another trailer this past week from A24 called Prime Time. This is the film that sort of fictionalizes behind the scenes of NBC's To Catch a Predator with Robert Pattinson starring as Chris Hansen. I have to say, it looks very intriguing. What were your thoughts on this particular story that they're trying to tell?
Yeah, the same thing as you, because I wasn't really sure what the angle was, because I didn't know if they were just straight up portraying Chris Hansen, or if this, like you said, is kind of like a spin-off of what he did. I don't know, but yeah, I'm with you. It looked interesting. It looks like it could be good. Robert Pattinson is such a good actor, but his voice was kind of throwing me for a bit, because I remember how Chris Hansen sounds. He sounds very broadcasty, but yeah, that wasn't working for me in the trailer. his voice, but everything else was good.
Yeah, his voice, it sounds like him, but you can tell it's not him.
Right.
But Robert is such a chameleon because I honestly forget he is British until he talks like in an interview or something, because he does so many films where he's not in his natural accent. But yeah, it stars him. I believe what's her face is in it. I don't forget her. Meredith. Is that her name? Shoot, I remember her face. Um, shoot, she's from like Nurse Jackie, and she's in Severance.
You're talking about Merritt Weaver?
Yes.
Yeah.
She
Nurse Jackie. Yeah.
Yeah, she looks like she's playing maybe like a producer or something.
Yeah.
And we're not going to get as much as like the actual catching of the quote unquote predators, but more the behind the scenes story of it. Because honestly, in hindsight, this entire series was very problematic. Like,
yeah, it was so dangerous. They were essentially tricking people into doing it. I mean, there was like a lot of lines that got crossed, and I think the biggest controversy, which I'm sure they're exploring this, was the man actually killed himself because of this.
Right.
And that kind of started the downfall of the show.
Yeah, it was the alleged like politician who got caught, and when they were approaching his house, he unalived himself. So yeah, I'm sure it'll be in there, but it was definitely at the height of early reality TV.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Mixing the true crime with that, and of course, reality TV has its issues. So you mix in true crime and like this sort of vigilante justice.
It gets bad.
Very gray. So yeah, I mean, I'm really excited to see how this turns out. So, one more trailer thing. Did you happen to catch the teaser for AHS 13?
Yeah, I did. I don't really know what to think of it.
I was interested when he said, the Coven witches are coming back.
Right.
But then Ryan Murphy said this would be like a culmination of all seasons. I'm like, okay. That's doing a bit much. Cause like,
yeah. They're so different.
Yeah, I don't know how you get all these into one connected story. And he already tried to say
some sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. He already said they were connected back in the last season, like the Apocalypse season or whatever. Okay, that's fine. But to have them all show up in one season, I don't know. We'll have to see.
Right.
I still think you could just have the show be Murder House, and each season a new family or something comes in with the ghosts. It could have been just that, but
yeah, that's true.
And that is due, I think, in October, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, a lot of things coming. We'll see if they're good or not. But our agendas are definitely full.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, this episode is going to be a double feature. So our first feature presentation focuses on the nice article Time released, the 50 underappreciated TV shows of the 21st century. So Time released this article sometime last week or the week before, and instead of ranking the shows, which a lot of articles do, they just basically list them in alphabetical order and then in different categories, which I rather have that than try to argue why you have this show above that show and whatnot.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Out of the 50 they chose, I have seen 7 of them fully.
Oh yeah. I don't know how many I've seen, but as I was going through it, it was quite a lot. It was more than I thought it would be. I was more than I thought that they would put on here, but I was like, kind of like, oh wow, but yeah, I'm probably somewhere the same as you, I think.
Now, a lot of them I had heard of, I just never got around to watching. Like, I've always heard that Rectify was one of the best shows ever, about, prison complex and cynicism and having to sort of unpack that experience.
Right.
But yeah, the 7 I had watched that were on the list were Chewing Gum from Michaela Cole, her first hit series. David Makes Man, of course.
Absolutely.
One of the best series from OWN. It's a Sin, HBO Max's limited series from a few years back.
Very good.
Very good. I watched the first season of Minx. I didn't catch the second because then it was like on a different station. But I really enjoyed Minx. I thought it was a great show. Sherman Showcase.
Yes.
Brilliant. This Fool from Chris Estrada. It was on Hulu for 2 seasons. And then Underground.
Oh, yeah.
From
very
like
good.
2013 when WGN was doing original content. Those were the 7 that were on my list.
Okay, I can scroll through this and tell you. Like you, I had Chewing Gum. Then right after that, China, Illinois. That's a show that comes on Adult Swim late at night. It's just this kind of weird, off kilter type show. I don't even know how to explain it, but I've watched it so much. So there's that. Like you, David Makes Man, which is really good. This is the one that got me. Dead Like Me. Candace used to watch the show when it aired, and it follows a woman who died after a toilet from an airplane landed on her. So now she goes right. It's funny, but it's like a dark comedy. But she goes to people who are about to die and kind of ushers them or almost saves them. It's very funny, but very good. Detroiters, another good one. Let's see. It's a Sin. That was incredible. Lodge 49, I used to watch. It was very strange. It was on FX, and it kind of lost me after a while. It was very out there. I missed Minx, but I watched My Mad Fat Diary because I was huge in Tumblr. And back when I was on Tumblr, kid, I don't speak about that time in my life, but I was that show was everywhere, so I've watched that. On Becoming a God in Central Florida, that's with Kirsten Dunst. That was very good. Sherman's Showcase, and I think that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, and some of these shows I never heard of, or I heard of them, I just never watched them. Like The Nick, like that's been on my watch list ever since. I was too young to watch The Corner. We didn't have HBO then or whatnot. I've always heard Terriers is good, but never seen it.
Yeah. Oh, and We Are Lady Parts, but that's still on.
Yeah, I remember watching the first season. It was really short. But I never watched the second. My sister loves United States of Terror.
Oh yeah, Candace loved that as well. The one show that I couldn't help but think about, and I thought it was going to be on this list, was Station 11 on HBO that came out during the right. It was a show that was perfect for scary but well timed with the pandemic, and it was so moving and so good and great performances, but you just don't hear people talk about it. I feel like I'm the only one that watched it sometimes.
Yeah, I hear people talk about it. I've watched the first episode. I have watched the first episode. I just never got back to it. Right. But like I said, a lot of these I've heard of. I know people like Bupkis like that.
Yeah, I didn't. I had no clue what that was.
Yeah, I remember Corporate being a thing, but I didn't watch that either. I need David Makes Man on DVD, please.
That was very good.
Somebody get it together.
Oh, Minx. Oh, Minx was about the magazine, right?
Yes, the adult magazine.
Yes, no, okay, I remember that. Yep, I remember
with Jake Johnson and that one girl. Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, it was good.
I'm surprised Lakers Dynasty wasn't on there. That should have been on there.
Yeah,
that show was awesome, but we lost it in the merger sauce. So. You can check out this list online. Just search Time 50 Underappreciated TV Shows. It will come up. And that brings us to our second part of the double feature, where we'll be reviewing this season of House of the Dragon. We had the season finale last Sunday, The Treasons of Tumbleton. And the episode before that was... What's that called?
Something about winter, right?
Yeah, it was a little confusing. I hate that they don't tell you the title until after the episode's over.
Yeah, that's stupid.
That gets on my nerves. The Dragon in Winter.
The Dragon, yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So let's just start with those 2 episodes. Episode 7, The Dragon in Winter, synopsis says, torn between Massaria and Daemon's visions for her reign, Rhaenyra grows desperate for a sign that she will prevail. And I think this is the episode where Aegon's Sunfire
comes back. Yeah,
comes back, which I kind of, I guess it was a little
yeah.
too.
It like what? They just happened to be in the same woods that this massive dragon was
Right,
dying,
he
and
just
nobody
kind of
saw it.
found
Like,
him. Yeah, that
right?
I didn't know about that. Like when it happened, I was like, okay, this is a little too Disney-fication of this.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, what did you think about episode 7? 'Cause I know you've watched it more recently.
yeah. So I enjoyed it. I did think it was very good. There was a lot going on, but then I think there were some good moments. The biggest moments, obviously, the whole squabble with all the dragons. I don't think at any point in the show
Yes,
they've had that much dragon on dragon action. So I have to give credit to the FX people because that was a lot. It was very cool though.
right.
But
Mm-hmm.
I was glad that the whatchamacallit finally ended. The whole Raina running away from it, like we finally got that squashed, and
Yeah,
because that storyline was killing me, I was like, all right, man, whatever, like
because I
it's
thought she
almost done.
was. It would have been different if she had gotten on Sheep Stealer and could
Yeah,
have aided in the battle and just come back to the fold, but
exactly. Yeah.
that's not what happened. Yeah,
So then, yeah, but you had that, and then what's his name? Amon. Is that the right one
with the
with the
eye.
eye patch? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
getting deeper into it with the witch and everything, and so yeah, there was a lot of good things, and moved the story along into the eighth episode. But yeah, that dragon scene was definitely, yeah,
Yeah, it
that
was
was
a peak moment. Peak moment.
right,
So yeah, moving from episode 7, you have Amon um, drugged by Allison so she can escape
right,
Harrenhal. You had Aegon finally stand up, announce himself, and Sunfire miraculously come back to life, and he plans to recover his throne. And then we get into the season finale, which was the Treason of Templeton. You have Ormond Hightower still taking over Templeton, and Rhaenyra, who's learned of Aegon's return. She is emotional. She's losing it. She's
mm-hmm.
desperate. Daemon kind of refocuses her, and this is where we get the beginning of what they call Rhaenyra the Cruel. So she's
Yeah,
embracing
yeah,
what I think she's tried to suppress for so long was sort of this real viciousness that the Targaryens could exude because they have dragons. So
right.
for years, Rhaenyra's tried to be her father's daughter, and that's just not going to work. So I was kind of happy that she was finally sort of not only standing up for herself but letting
But
this
yeah,
out.
right, exactly. I agree. Yeah,
Um, so we see her sort of immediately do a 180. She has the high priest accept him murder because he will not anoint
yeah,
her. She imprisons Bela because Bela sort of kind of defied her.
yeah,
And she is ordering Daemon to Templeton to kill every Hightower while she is going to announce her queendomness to King's Landing.
yeah.
Oh. What did you think of episode 8?
So episode 8 was good, and this was obviously the finale. Yeah, I think you genuinely saw like a light go off in Rhaenyra's head where she was just like, okay, time to be cruel. And yeah, just like you said, all those different parts where she goes and she, you know, imprisons this person, and then the whole scene where she's talking to Helena. I think that's episode 8. With the
Mm-hmm.
feeding scene, yeah,
Yeah.
which is one of the highlights of that episode. Well, or a big moment rather. But yeah, she's kind of letting it finally take over, and I don't know. It is
Mm-hmm.
good to see. It's well, not good to see, but it makes for good
Good
character
TV.
development.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
good character development. Because she's already been told you won't have the throne,
yeah.
and she's sort of played nice and tried to appease everyone to change her mind. And like at this moment, she's
She's
fed
like,
up. So
no,
it's
right,
years of rage just
pent up.
unleashed
Yeah,
in this episode. Yeah. Um.
and
She, oh, go ahead.
oh, what I was gonna say is that when I was watching the show, and this is a season long thing, and maybe it'll be next season, and maybe we got a glimpse of it in the finale. But like, I just think the show has moved past the need for Mysaria. I genuinely do not see the point in her character.
I was about to bring
I'm
her
sorry.
up.
I'm sorry to the actress, but she just there, man.
Yeah, she just like the woman told her in episode 7, like, you're still a
Yeah,
whore to them. And she's
exactly.
really lost her power. When she was the white worm or whatnot,
Right.
passing the secret, she was getting leverage and moving
Right.
here and making things happen. And now part of the council, she's been stifled because they don't. You're a woman, girl. They don't care.
Right. Exactly.
And we see
So
Rhaenyra dismiss her
right.
after their intimate evening, and she's smart and doesn't leave. But the old girl told her, a whore is a whore is a whore. You're not
Yeah, that's
rising
pretty much. She
above
was like, yeah.
anything. Yeah. Plus,
And
the actress looks like she's pregnant, so I think she's going to.
ooh, could be.
Like it was something I noticed. She looked like a
Hmm.
a bubble was there. Maybe I'm tripping. I don't know.
Is it? So then you had that character, and then I don't get the storyline with the long blonde hair guy and his wife who died in episode 8, who were like commoners or whatever.
Yeah, that's Hugh the Hammer. So
Yeah.
him and Ulf were both bastards in the Targaryen
Yeah. Yeah.
line who were given dragons to build up Rhaenyra's army. And he finally came back to Templeton right in the previous episodes to come get his wife, and she was like, "I need you here, not being a
Right.
noble." He's basically betrayed his
Yeah.
people.
His friend. Yeah.
Um, and instead of submitting to her, admitting to her like, yeah, I should have been here, he wants to sort of like choke her up after she's already admitted that she was violated by some stranger. She's lost
Yeah.
her brother. Like he got lost in the sauce. And they probably, there's more to him in the books maybe, but of
Maybe.
course adaptation kind of changed that. He wasn't given as much stuff to do compared to Ulf,
Yeah, and I
honestly.
think that's maybe like every time they went to his scenes, I was just kind of like, okay, because Ulf had more personality, not a great
Yeah,
one, but you know,
yeah,
yeah,
exactly. We'll get to Ulf in a second, but while Rhaenyra is being cruel to everybody, Daemon is ascending his army to Templeton, prepare for battle. We see
hmm
Gwaine try to initiate a peace offering with Corlys, and Daemon basically says no.
no, yeah,
Corlys tries to so sweeten the pot to let Ormond or Darren be like the paramount of Old Town, while Rhaenyra rules everything else. But Daemon's like, you either bend the knee or you die. This is no
right,
compromise. So they go to war, and this scene was amazing. It wasn't as long, but I think it was still a very good battle scene. We
oh yeah,
saw the what they called, whatever Sir Richardson
people, yeah,
or
his, yeah,
yeah, his people, they were willing to die for the cause, while the High Towers were, I don't think they were that willing. That's
no,
why they
they were
lost,
like, what?
basically.
Yeah,
Because Ormond, he's not a fighter at all.
no,
He even went as far as to place child soldiers on the front lines
right,
to sort of sway them from attacking, which didn't help. So they attack Templeton. We see Sir Richard, or whoever his name is, just killing high towers left and right.
yeah,
He kills that child who
yeah, hit
did
him in the
attack him
leg,
first. Yeah, he did attack him first. Damon shows some restraint, which I was surprised at.
yeah, when he's at the gate with the dragon, yeah, that's
Yeah,
true,
his sort of like fatherly side came out and whatnot. But I think that's what messed him up as well. I think something in him shifted because I didn't expect him to get served like that from old dude.
no, no,
That battle was intense, and
he was kicking his ass,
he was, yeah, Damon was getting served. He almost died if it wasn't, oh, you
yeah,
yeah,
oh,
he was getting
lost
whooped. I
connection
was
for a
like, is
second, there
this
we
going
go,
to be the end of?
yeah,
Yeah, okay. That was a good battle because he was not letting up. He was saved from the tumbling,
no,
tumbling of the castle.
yeah, he did, yeah.
But we see the old dude looking for Ormond wanted to kill him specifically, and he gets his wish.
Yeah.
Which was crazy. But we don't get
Yeah.
that unless we have Ulf, who decides he's no longer going to be bossed around by a Hightower or a Targaryen, and he rains hell on everybody. We have to find him first because he's basically MIA.
Right.
In the bathroom, drunk. Yeah, both sides, because he was supposed to be working for Daemon. He double crossed him to work for Ormond, but then abandoned ship. And honestly, he had the right idea: eat the rich. So when he got on that dragon and lit everybody up. So we see dude stab Ormond from the back in his rectum, basically, and then Ulf immediately Dracarys them both, which Ormond had to die. He was,
it was getting out of hand.
Yeah, he was crazy. But I didn't see. Do we know what happened to Darren? Like,
no, I don't think. No, I really don't know.
There. I know Gwain's looking for him, but I don't know what happened. I don't know if he flew away on his dragon or what. But he was not there as the battle commenced. Basically, it was a draw.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Because Corlys tells Daemon it's over, we have to leave, and Ormond is dead. The people of Tumberton are done. So not much happened there. In between Rhaenyra and the battle, Aegon arrives at Harrenhal with the goal to kill Aemon, but Aemon's atones for his sins, is being all nice, so he doesn't really do anything. But their goal is to return to King's Landing and avenge for the throne. But our final scene is with Rhaenyra announcing herself to the people of Flea Bottom, sharing the dream that her father had about the Song of Ice and Fire. And the crazy is coming out.
Yeah, she's starting to lose it. And I thought the scene with whatchamacallit was very showed a lot about who Rhaenyra has become. Is when she goes up into the chamber, and Helena has gone out of the window, and honestly, the show leaves it vague. Using the thing she was stitching, almost looks like she was trying to escape. But it also, in this show, we know it's going to play like she was driven mad to suicide, and we don't know. But then Rhaenyra has like that moment, and then she just closes the window. At no point, she doesn't even look down. I don't think she ever looks down, and she looks at what was stitched and kind of tells the story, and she's like, okay.
That Rhaenyra, past Rhaenyra would have shed a tear, asked to get her body, because she recognized Helena was innocent. Like, she knew she wasn't going to ride a dragon. She's her sister,
right?
But new Rhaenyra is like, well, is that what she dreamt? That's what happened. Right. Move on. Exactly. And Alicent, I know she doesn't know yet, but that scene with the butterflies kind of flying, she kind of has a sense of something has transitioned or happened. So what was your thoughts of the season as a whole?
I'll say, I think I'll give it a 7 out of 10. I think it was decent, and I think it was better than what some people are giving it credit for. But I did get lost in it from episodes, probably about 4 or 5 or so. So, but I thought it was good. It leaves it open for next season, so I'm excited for that.
Definitely. I thought this season was definitely better than season 2, which I enjoyed, but it seemed to move a bit more at a quicker pace. And it does leave a lot open for season 4, which will be the final season. We've got Aegon and Aemon returning to King's Landing, Alicent returning to King's Landing. You have Corliss somewhere in the middle, basically trying to survive at this point. And it's going to be interesting what happens to Adam and Alan as well, because we see Alan, who never wanted nobility, never wanted to be a Targaryen, ascend as Rhaenyra's second hand, and says his duty, but we're seeing him being contaminated by sort of like Rhaenyra's reign easily. So
exactly.
It'll be very interesting to see.
Yeah, it'll be good. I think it'll be
the final
good.
season, and I'm pretty sure we were not getting this until 2028. So just take your time, watch A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, because that will come before then. And yeah, we'll have season 4 sometime in the future. All right, now we'll transition to streams of the week, and we both watched some different things here. You said you watched the Thomas of the Crown Affair. Was this the original or the 90s version?
I watched this was the 90s version.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was the 90s version. And it just happened to be on, and we spoke about it. And I've seen some of the 1968 version, and that has Steve McQueen and Faye Dunaway in it. And but the 1999 version is with Pierce Brosnan and Dennis Leary and Rene Russo, I believe. Is who, yeah. But if you don't know the story, it follows a billionaire who is just kind of tired of life because he has everything, so he starts robbing art museums just for the love of it, just to do it. And then he becomes a suspect, and there's kind of like a cat and mouse romance going between him and the investigator. And yeah, it's pretty good. And I especially watched it because I know another one's coming out next year, and I was just like, well, let me check this one out. It was pretty good. I enjoyed it.
Okay. And I did find out the one with Michael B. Jordan, apparently he's going to be stealing artifacts to give back to the original owners. So that might be a flip on that premise. So we'll see how that goes. What did you think about the Shards? I have not tuned in yet, but I know this is Ryan Murphy's next FX series. Yeah. How was that?
So this is based off the book by author Bret Easton Ellis. This came out in 2023, I think, and it kind of follows a group of friends in the 1980s, and a new student comes to town, and as he comes to town, weird things start happening in the town, like tragedies, and the narrator of the book is putting 2 and 2 together while also being intrigued and becoming closer friends with the person who is possibly causing these tragedies. And it's at this prep school and everything. So, but I don't recognize anybody in the show. Just straight up, I don't. These are all new faces to me.
Right.
I was like, wow, how does he find these people? But here's the thing: it's very 80s. It's very on the nose, but it's not trying to reheat what he's done previously. Something about this actually feels original and fresh, even though it's not maybe the best acting, but I'm still gonna give it a 3 out of 5 so far. It's only 2 episodes, but
okay,
I'm sure there's something in it that will absolutely just turn me off.
So I remember seeing. I saw a post, I think from Queer, some magazine, where it's the hot guys of the Shards, and it was had the 2 male leads, and the older actor I think plays maybe a teacher or something. Said, where is the hotness? Because neither one of those leads are that attractive. I didn't.
No, not past season. What was the weird one? The real weird American Horror Story where there's oh god, I can't remember. It doesn't matter. But yeah, I completely agree with you.
Yeah, they were okay looking. I didn't get the draw. I might check that out.
Yeah, it's not horrible.
Okay. Both of mine are animated series. I finished My Adventures with Superman season 3. This is a Adult Swim series. You can stream the next day on HBO Max. It was 10 episodes, and this season really focused on the like destiny and is your future, can you change your future, things of that nature, because a lot of the characters encounter either future children or versions of themselves to tell them, hey, this is going to happen, whatnot. So they have like Superboy in this season. Brainiac is kind of still there early on. But it was really good. It's a fun show. Jack Quaid is the voice of Clark Kent, Superman, so he's getting paid still. But it's a colorful cast. It takes on more of like an anime look, so the animation is really great. But yeah, they set up a 4th season as well, so hopefully it gets renewed. But yeah, it's a decent watch if you want to just sort of like enjoy some comic book stuff where you don't need to know like all the lore.
Everything,
yeah. And some characters you may recognize, they may retcon some origins and stuff, but it's a really fun watch. It's just half-hour shows.
Nice, that sounds good.
And then season 2 of X-Men 97 wrapped up last week. This was sort of like the make or break season because we know that Bo DeMaio, the former showrunner, was in the midst of writing the season when he was fired from Marvel for allegations of sexual misconduct and harassment and whatnot. So you can see his imprint on some of the episodes, and then there's a shift to the end of the episodes. End of the season.
Yeah.
It was still good. Many people are saying there are some pacing issues, but given all the characters in the X-Men,
right,
and you highlight a few, some of the storylines aren't going to be able to wrap up in 25 minutes. It was one less episode this season, so it was only 9 compared to 10 last season. But this season, basically, the X-Men are trying to prevent Apocalypse from coming to Earth. So they are split up in time to either kill Apocalypse before his powers or kill him at the height of his peak. They fail both ways, and basically Apocalypse is inevitable. So they go back to the 90s to stop him. Pretty self-explanatory. A few standout episodes. They focus a lot on Jubilee. She has like a character arc in this season that's really cool to see. Nightcrawler as well. But it was a decent season. I will say though, I'm not sure where they go with the 3rd season because that would be the Bo DeMaio free season. So it'll be a brand new writers, brand new showrunner. So it's gonna be interesting where the show heads towards and if fans really stick with it, because that first season was just
like amazing.
Hit after hit. Yeah, it was amazing. It really focused in on the politics of today. And X-Men is an allegory for civil rights. Like you can't. There's no way around it. The next season, we see that a anti-mutant advocate has ascended to presidency. So that'll be the focus of the next season. Wow. Right. So we'll have to see exactly how that wedges out. But they say that season will become next year. So season 3 and season 4 should be in 27 and 28 consecutively. So less time to wait for those episodes. If you're hearing this, we want to thank you for listening to this entire episode of It's a Streamable Life podcast with Brandon and Lorin. Next time we'll probably be talking about DC's Lanterns, which premieres this week, actually tonight on HBO. I'm excited for that. And maybe some movies here and there. There's stuff on streaming that I want to check out. And we'll try to stay dry because for some reason we're getting April showers in August. I don't get it.
Too much rain. Too
much rain. Until then, keep on streaming.
Peace.